Folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm, we're gonna show you how to seed a bare spot in the hottest part of the summer.
I ain't afraid of work, I ain't afraid of play, I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Hey there folks, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. If this is your first time or your 50 millionth time here, please hit that like button. We've got over 1,500 videos out here on farming, ranching, cattle, chickens, all sorts of fun stuff, wrenching on trucks, all kinds of good stuff. What we're doing today is fixing a bad spot right here. So it's the hottest part of the summertime, guys. Temperatures have been soaring into above 105 degree heat index here in North Carolina. This is a problem. This is bare ground, and if we get some storms and stuff, which we're expecting some rain this evening, this is why I'm doing this video today, this will start to wash and or erode, and we don't want this to end up in the Chesapeake Bay or the Cape Fear River Basin or down in the creek down here. So we're all about holding the land still. Now this video can apply to you even if you have a little tiny lot or a small piece of property where you have some bare spots and you want to take care of them. Grandpa used to call this dead land, and what it is just dried up soil, guys, and it's not growing anything. It's all around us right here, and the reason it's here is because we just put a bunch of dirt down right here and leveled this off to do the final grade behind our building. Now, we're going to be using some products. I'm going to show you everything that we're using, and I'll post links down in the video description. The type of seed we're going to be using is called German millet, and it looks like this. And it's hard to see on the camera, but it looks like bird seed, okay? Like the bird seed that you would buy in the store. It is the bird seed you would buy in the store, except for this is certified seed. In other words, certified seed means it's gonna grow. It's for sprouting. It's not 15 years old and sitting on a shelf in Walmart, okay? I will post links to all the tools, and we're gonna show you a lot of tool options today, and we're gonna show you what we're using to help establish forage. That is German millet. German millet will grow on a rock. I've got 3 bags of it right here. You need about 3 bags to the acre in order to establish the right amount of what we will call forage or green material, okay? I call it forage because I'm on a cattle farm here, 150 acre first generation cattle farm. If you like this stuff, be sure you subscribe to the channel and check us out on RFD TV on the app. So German foxtail millet, that's what we're growing right here. Again, it's similar to bird seed. It's similar to what you would get in the grocery store or big box store for bird seed. We've got a few tools that we're going to be using today, and what we're doing is trying to get something that is very, very drought tolerant on our soil. Something that's going to save us time, it's going to save us money, it's going to save us headache, and it's going to save us water, okay? So we don't have to water this every day. I do have some options if you decide to water, and I have some other options that I'd like to suggest to you if you have access to water. If this is in your front yard, 15 feet from your water hose, and you want to water it in the evenings and in the mornings, I'll show you what to do. If you've got a huge area like this, I've got a cool waterer I'm going to show you here too. So lots of information here in a fairly short video. It's going to be a wham bam get it done kind of day. As we've already told you, pause right here. This is what it is, German foxtail millet. I'm going to try to zoom in on this. I will also post Amazon links to every tool and every bit of what we're using here. Now, German foxtail millet on Amazon is close to $200 a bag. If you can find a local resource where landscapers get their supplies, then you can buy this stuff for around $70 a bag, and there are several other types of millet that you could use, and I'll post links to those in the video description from Amazon, okay? I have an Amazon page, not a store, you're not buying it from me, but it's a page that has all kinds of tools and goodies that I use on the channel. So this is a 50-pound bag of millet, this is a 50-pound bag of millet. We've got around an acre to seed, again, 3 bags to the acre. If you only have a spot about that big, you only need to buy about 5 pounds of this stuff. It's gonna work, okay? If you have a spot in your yard that's like this big, put this stuff down, maybe mix a little bit of fescue grass seed in there too. You can typically go to a landscape supply store and buy this stuff or buy a contractor mix. There's a summertime contractor mix. There's a lot of information here, by the way. There's a summertime contractor mix, which is millet and fescue. There's a fall contractor mix, which is annual ryegrass or winter wheat and fescue, okay? That's what we typically use here in North Carolina. Just depends on where you live, what the most common type of grass is. But that contractor mix is what they use on the side of the highway when they do big construction projects, and it grows like that, okay? The germination time for millet, meaning the time from the seed hitting the ground and getting water on it to the time when it sprouts, is about 48 hours. The germination time for fescue is about 7 to 15 days, and you've got to keep it wet. And that's why we're using millet, because we are in the driest part of the year right now, approaching the dog days of summer, the hottest, driest, where you're the most drained. All right, so there are a few tools that we're going to use today. My favorite tool is going to be this guy right here. This is a solo seed spreader right here, and it tells you what direction your seed spreads. It's fully adjustable. There's some adjustments on the back. We're not going to go into detail about all the adjustments, but we want to set this just about wide open, and we want to set it basically to the center mark right here. All this does, when I hold it on my belly, I'll show you. You just clip this around your neck like a necklace, just like so. And all I'm gonna do is just crank on the wheel, okay? So I just crank like that. This little guy spins and broadcasts seed out. I don't need to explain that to you. Next thing we have, if you only have a small spot to seed, you can always use just one of these little handheld seeders. Put the seed in here, you do that. I'm gonna give you the option, if you wanna put some fertilizer on this, you're very welcome to put fertilizer. Seek out a turf fertilizer. So when you go get this stuff, seek out a good turf fertilizer. I'll post a link to turf fertilizer, everything you need. It's going to be less expensive to buy German foxtail millet at a landscape supplier, okay? Next thing you could use, and this is something I used to use all the time before I bought the hard pack solo right here. This will never rot, the mice will never get in it, it will never go bad. It's good forever. This, on the other hand, will get holes in it and stuff like that. This is a bag seeder, okay? And it's the same thing. It'll hold about 15 to 20 pounds in it, about half a bag almost. And it works on the same principle. All you do is crank this little handle, and it spreads the seed out. So there are several options, okay, guys? This and this are nearly the same price. This is probably about 20 bucks. Again, links will be in the video description. That's the last time I'll say that. Now, if you want to water this, there are several options that you can use. I'm gonna grab a waterer right here. Two cool waterers. You can use the Rainbird type waterer, which is right here. It goes, that's what that is, okay? That's very cheap, very, very inexpensive little deal, maybe 6 bucks, something like that. You can hook them together, hook 3 or 4 of them, but if you don't have very good water pressure, it's not gonna do any good. Next thing, this is awesome. If you have a husband or a wife that loves to keep a green lawn, this is a very cool tool. So this spins just like that and drives the wheels right here, and will drive this little tractor looking thing, it's very heavy, through your lawn, and it rolls right on top of the water hose. So wherever you put the water hose, that's where it rolls. So this thing will just chug, 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 chug along through your yard, and when it gets done, it will shut off. There's a little switch right here on the bottom that shuts it off. There's a little ramp that it rolls up on. That is really cool. I've had this for about 9 years. It works just as good as the day I bought it. The Rainbird will break, okay? So we want longevity, go for the solo and go for this. This thing's really cool. Just be careful if you live in a city where theft is bad, somebody might pick that guy up. So be sure, if you're doing your front yard, be sure you protect yourself. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you exactly where we're gonna seed over. This is the backside of what I call the mega shop. This is a new shop building they just put up on the Stoney Ridge farm. If you're curious about that, there'll be a link at the end of this video for the build. There's lots of videos on the channel, guys. This is the dirt that I brought in last week, and these are pipes that come from the gutter. These pipes will eventually be buried. Okay, this is just about finished grade, but I've got to go in and trench these pipes in so we keep water away from this building, all right? That's the thought process here. This is a hard packing clay dirt, and as you can see, it's pretty hard packed. These little cracks are telling us a secret, and that secret is it's really, really dry out here, but this secret is also a great place for the seeds to fall in and help them to retain moisture. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over all of this with that broadcast seed spreader, and in about 2 weeks, we'll have little millet plants about that high, and that will help to hold the soil in place until we can get it seeded with the right kind of grass seed in the fall. You are not going to grow a high quality lawn in the middle of the summer. You're not going to be able to start it. It's just simply too dry, folks, and this applies anywhere on earth. Again, it's taken me 44 years to learn this, and I've built a 150-acre first-generation farm. The entire farm had to be seeded, and I learned all of this while I was doing this. So I hope you guys can appreciate the knowledge that I'm sharing with you. Without further ado, we're gonna take our millet and we're gonna fill in our seed spreader. What I use to do that with, I use an old pot. I got an old pot right here that I picked up at the Goodwill, and I'll fill it up and dump it into my solo seeder. So I'm starting to spread my seed. There's a little thumb tab right over here on the side that you push to spread your seed. And all you do is just spread it on thick and heavy. Again, this is enough to seed an acre. We got just under an acre right here. So we're going really heavy with the seed, guys. It's well worth it to go really heavy. What you wanna do is just slowly, methodically work your way through this. If you hit the building, it's okay. I'm hitting the building just a little bit. You wanna go in like stripes, okay? So walk up, walk back, walk up, walk back. Actual work time here, we're only talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 10 minutes. It's not gonna take long. The technique I use is called half lapping. So I will go over one spot and then I will half lap over and cover that section again. So we get a double layer of seed over top of every little area. And what I'm doing is, we have rain predicted the next 2 evenings, so I'm putting it in ahead of the rain. Now you want to do this ahead of the rain so it sprouts, so you don't have doves and wild birds coming up and eating all of your seed. While we're doing this, guys, I'll get you a little bit of footage of when I did this, when I moved all this dirt. This is about 20 loads of clay, dirt, good hard packing dirt. And then we'll put some topsoil on top of it in the fall to get our grass growing just right. Okay guys, wrapped it up. Like I said, doesn't take long to get this done. I'll give you a couple more quick pro tips with the seed spreader, okay? Now, you've got to think about this. If you're on a hillside, what's the seed gonna do when it rains? It's gonna try and flow downhill, okay? So you wanna be sure that you put your seed, and if you decide to fertilize, be sure you put a little bit heavy fertilizer up top and a little bit less fertilizer down low. So if you wanna seed heavy, don't seed heavy down here at the bottom of the hill, seed it heavy at the top of the hill. That's awesome. Guys, let me know what you think. Pound that like button. Again, this is millet. I don't have an area here that has 1 square inch that doesn't probably have 50 seeds. You cannot overseed this. You can put a ton of it down. I actually only used 1 bag for this entire area right here, and that was plenty. So lots of seed in those bags, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm for a quick tips video, how to seed a disaster of dry soil in the middle of the driest part of the year with success, guys. In a couple weeks, stay tuned on the channel and we'll show you the results of this seeding job. It's gonna do great, it always does. This millet kicks butt. In the fall, we'll come back over and we'll put our regular grass seed down. Thank you guys, take care. If you wanna water, you can water, but plan to do this right before it rains and you'll save yourself some work and some watering. Thank you, we'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Ooh, let me free. Let go. Oh, this bag's made of the same paper that they make snowflakes out of at Christmas. Please go away, airplane. I don't like an airplane to fly over me while they're talking. Oh, man. And no more airplanes, please. Why you make this sticker so hard to get off? I tried to show everybody, but these stickers is in a dumb place. There we go.